Coach Tony.
Hey, folks, we're back. You're listening to Hey, Coach Tony on ESPN Radio this fine Saturday morning. You know, before we get back to your calls and your emails, I want to remind you folks that for more information about me and the show and ways to contact me, you can go to my blog, which is www.heycoachtony.com. You can listen to the show live online if you're not in your car. You can even sign up and join my Mongo Nation. In fact, speaking of the Mongo Nation, I believe the acting president of the Mongo Nation, Nooch, is calling in. Hey, Nooch, you are on Hey, Coach Tony. How we doing, bud?
Hey, Coach Tony, how are you?
I'm good. How's the Mongo Nation doing?
Doing just fine, baby. Listen, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Love being on ESPN. Loving it.
Attaboy.
What's
Spreading
up,
the word. Listen, I just wanted to call and first off congratulate you, and also I can't agree more with you in regards to this, and also with Johnny, the last call that you had. The fact that everybody is screaming, I'm assuming they're not taking advantage of the scholarships that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably, let's say, the dream, obviously, like most people that get a Division I scholarship, is to go to the next level. But to get to the next level is very, very small and very, very slim, and they're not taking advantage of that scholarship that they have that could obviously, give them a better life if they were to pursue it and finish their degree and get everything they're supposed to get with that scholarship.
It's a high-risk, high-reward proposition at best, and I equate this. Go ahead, Nooch.
I don't even know if it's a high risk. I mean, you work really hard for it. You are given, like you said, the opportunity with the scholarship, and yeah, it could be a risk, but you got to take advantage of what you're given.
I mean, high risk, high reward in terms of professional.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I equate this to, whenever I go speak at a high school and I address these parents, it's amazing how many of them fully expect that their kids are going to get a scholarship to college. And I don't tell them, you're out of your mind. I mean, I give them the numbers and I sober them up a little bit, but the fact of the matter is, I tell them, go for it. I hope your kid does get a scholarship and beats the odds.
Sure.
But it's like another high-risk, high-reward scenario, and I've never done this because I'm not that stupid, but people who go, what's the word I'm looking for? Skydiving. It's supposed to be a rush. Great. Well, you know what? If you know anybody who has ever gone skydiving, ask them if they ever tried it without a reserve chute in their pack. And they're going to say, what are you, stupid? This is the same thing. If you think you should be playing professional ball, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, field hockey, whatever it is, it's a great goal. And you know what? I have 3 kids who are athletes, and I hope they all play professionally. But am I going to let them waste a college education in hopes that it happens? 99% of these stories we hear are what, Nooch? They're inner city kids who are being fed this bowl of garbage that they're going to go play professionally, and they don't all make it. And if they don't get their degree, what happens? They go back to where they were before they went to college. And Nooch, you answer this one. Where were they before college?
Nowhere.
They were in the streets. They were on the verge of doing what they had to get by. And if you just throw someone now who has the additional responsibilities of, let's not even go over the line and say a mortgage. Let's just say a rent or a car payment, and you have no means to support yourself, what happens? I mean, it's a cliche and it's a stereotype, but it exists for a reason. These poor slobs really thought that they were going to be the next great thing, and they enjoyed their rock star / rap star lifestyle when they were in college and didn't prepare themselves or even remotely think about what will happen if I don't make it. And that's the real crime. So what are these idiots like this inner city advocate on the HBO special? Did you see it, by the way?
Yeah, but the only thing that I think you were wrong on is quoting, I think, in saying, what was his name, Whitlock, right?
Whitlock, Jason Whitlock.
Was that if you could put him in a box. You couldn't fit him in a box.
For those of you listening, Jason Whitlock is a bit portly. But now wait, but think about this Mongo's solution. Yeah. Let's put an extra couple of $100,000 in their pocket.
Yeah,
how long? Hang on. How long is $200,000 going to last a guy who's got gold chains around his neck? And I don't care what color you are. These idiots all spend money as if it's in this endless well. You give an extra $200,000 to this guy just because he got his diploma. What do you think he's going to do? Put it down towards law school or medical school? No, they're going to go put some freaking hydraulics in their car and bounce up and down with their ride and put together an entourage until 2 weeks later when that $200,000 is gone, and then they're right back where they started.
I'm just curious, though, how is the college supposed to support all of the facilities, all of the training, all of the money that's being spent on these kids if they don't make money?
No, you nailed it. You just brought up
scholarships so that they can put these gigantic stadiums together. And also, it'll funnel down. I mean, the one thing that I think some of the panel made, which I thought was pretty good, too, is having some more of this money actually funnel down to the sports that, don't have that sort of publicity and don't get the exposure, and have it funnel down to them.
Hang on, because believe it or not, this is the exact thing that Jason Whitlock said they should stop doing. Title IX was created so that schools could spread the wealth internally. Granted, girls field hockey does not make the same amount of money as Division 1A, pick a division, football. It just doesn't happen. This idiot Whitlock says instead of giving opportunities to baseball and softball and lacrosse and field hockey, take that money away from them. Let's starve them and throw $200 more into, let's throw another stereotype out. Dumb old Jethro, who is, a farm boy who didn't decide to use his education. All right, forget about the gold chains. Let's use the country boy who said, I'm going to play me some football. He doesn't get signed to a professional contract. Let's throw an extra $200,000 in his pocket so he can buy some more overalls when he heads back to Nebraska. But let's not give these young kids, girls and boys alike, who are trying to use their education and use athletics as something to augment and supplement their own background. That's the real shame. You nailed it. Title IX exists for a reason, but idiots like Jason Whitlock think we should do away with that and just line the pockets of these idiots who, by the way, even if you pay them, do you think the money handshakes and the under-the-table money is going to stop?
No way.
Never going to stop.
Never going to stop. There's no way.
It's out of control. Nooch, I appreciate you getting me on a rant. You always work me up, man. For those of you who don't know, Nooch will call in regularly. He is the acting reigning president, grand high exalted mystic ruler of the Mongo Nation. If you want to join the Mongo Nation, go to www.heycoachtony.com. Wow. He's always good for getting me rolling, man. Always good for getting me rolling. All right, I think I got time for maybe one or two more emails before we got to break out of here. Another quick hour of my life going by. But, hey, we're going to go to an email we got from Fred from Ansonia. And Fred writes in, hey, Coach Tony, did you see the part about the potential boycott? Oh, I love this one. Did you see the part about the potential boycott of the NCAA tournament? Do you think that really happened? Well, Fred, thank you. I almost forgot about that. It was one of my favorite parts of the show. For those of you who don't know what Fred's talking about, this guy I mentioned earlier, Rico Nunez, who is the poster boy for role player with a scholarship who made good on his education, he admitted that back in the day when he played, the players had all gotten together and decided that things were so unfair that they would just not play the NCAA tournament. They would literally just sit at half court for every game of the tournament and not play. Now, this, of course, never happened. But Fred asks a good question, so allow me to answer it. I do indeed believe that the college players could be so arrogant as to plan a boycott. Not a question in my mind. But there is even less doubt in my mind that anything like that would ever actually take place. And you want to know why? All right, that's a rhetorical question. I'm not talking to anybody. All right, because for as unfair as these poor prima donnas are treated, they know that they're treated better than any other college students anywhere else in the world. And to boycott would mean to throw away the free education and the free room and board and the rap star lifestyle, rock star lifestyle, not to mention all that illegal stuff that we know takes place under the table. Boycott? Really? Get a grip. Get a grip. All right, getting back to, you know what? I'm not going to get off of Jason Whitlock. I'm not going to get off Jason Whitlock. This disgrace, he deserves a beatdown, and you know what? I'm going to give it to him. Let me ask you this, Jason, if you're listening, which you're not, but that's okay. If inner city ghetto kids, and he used that word, I believe. If I'm speaking out of turn, I'll apologize in advance, but I believe he used the word ghetto kids who are from the ghettos of Chicago. If these kids are not prepared to use their education by the time they graduate, let me ask the same ringing question one more time. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Is it the coach's obligation to make sure these kids take their education seriously? No. I got to tell you, it's their job to make sure they're making their grades and doing what they have to do to stay eligible. Now, some folks certainly step above and beyond, but come on. All right, I got one more email I want to hit because Jim from Danbury wrote in and said, hey, Coach Tony, I believe the graduation rate at the University of Georgia was something like 30% in the athletics program. It's obvious these athletes aren't motivated to graduate, so why not put an incentive tied to graduation? If we want to see the kids graduate, isn't that really all that matters? Come on, Jim. Wake up, guy. Listen, while a desire to use your education falls upon the individual athlete, the graduation rate falls upon the coaches and the administration. That's something they have to do. So it's not just about staying eligible. You want them to graduate. I was kind of being tongue-in-cheek here. But, I mean, are you telling me that we should just accept lousy graduation rates and just throw our hands up? Come on, tell that to Joe Paterno. Tell that to some of the other respectable coaches who not only expect but demand that their players perform in the classroom. You want to solve that one? Start taking away your scholarships instead of handing idiots more checks, and watch how motivated these Mongos actually become, and watch those graduation rates skyrocket. I think I got time for one more here. I think I do. Bill from New Canaan wrote in. Says, hey, Coach Tony, what do you think about the statement Rich Rodriguez made about the game being cleaner now than it ever has been? Hey, Bill, that's a good one, and I'm a little torn on that one. I got to tell you, I am. Listen, I'm a little mixed. While everything we're hearing, it's hard to believe that the game has never been cleaner. I think that may be an overstatement, but I will say this for Rodriguez. Based on technology and the media, I think we are hearing more and more about it than we used to. I don't think that's the only part of this equation, because when there's more money in the economy, there's more stuff to do with it, and there's more illegal activity that takes place. But Rodriguez was making the point that it's cleaner, but we're just hearing more and more about it now. I think it was a pretty well played pawn by Rodriguez. He actually was probably the most impressive guy in the whole show, because I think he laid pretty low. But tough to agree with it. But even if the game is as clean as it's ever been, let's face it, folks, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. No doubt about it. All right, hey, listen, that is going to wrap it up on another edition of Hey Coach Tony, and the first edition here on ESPN Radio, 1510 and 940. I want to thank you for the calls, the emails, and the thoughts. Be sure to tune in every Saturday at 9 for Hey Coach Tony on ESPN Radio. We'll see you next week.